This might look like a BMW X5, but it's actually an M340i underneath. In case you have been convincing your family to purchase a M340i, but because of obvious reasons like lack of space, lack of comfort, they're not able to justify buying one, look no further than the X5 40i. Just like the M340i, under the hood of this G05 X5, you find a B58 engine. But it's not the same B58 that you find in the M340i. And just like the M340i, you also get X-Drive all-wheel drive and a ZF 8-speed transmission. Now, while the X5 40i and the M340i both use the same B58 engine, they're actually quite different. The M340i runs a higher output version of the B58. On paper, it makes more peak power, while the X5 is tuned to deliver more usable torque. The M340i also runs higher boost pressure, which means quicker turbo spool and a more aggressive feel. The X5 on the other hand runs lower boost, making it smoother and more relaxed to drive. Cooling is better on the M340i too, helping it sustain performance when pushed hard. Then there's the turbo setup. The M340i gets a 6-port exhaust manifold for a more direct flow and faster response, while the X5 uses a 2-port design which is slower to spool but smoother in delivery. Even the ZF 8-speed gearbox is tuned differently, snappy and quick in the M340i but more laid back and smooth in the X5. And all of this comes down to purpose. One is a sporty sedan and the other is a heavy luxury SUV. So yes, the X5 isn't as sporty, but because the hardware is so similar, the tuning potential is massive, and if you want to replicate how an M340i drives, you can kind of do it with the X5 40i. And well, that's exactly what this car is. This car has been tuned up to stage 3 with a big turbo from Turbosystems, and in total with the BM3 software and a Muscleman custom stage 2 ECU and TCU tune, this thing is making 550 wheel horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque at the wheels. And this is of course assisted by a couple of other parts like this CTS intake, the CTS downpipe and a bunch of other stuff here and there. But unfortunately for this particular G05 X5, there are no cooling mods as there is none available currently at the moment in India.
Modern cars are now being designed with sharper lines, tighter panel gaps and finishes that really play with the light, making your paint work very important when it comes to the overall finish. But in India, where stone chips, scratches, swirl marks and even bird droppings are a part of your daily drive, keeping that paint in fresh condition seems to be a little difficult. That's where something like PRISMAX PPF comes into play. It's a transparent protective layer that sits right on top of your paint, shielding it from UV damage, road debris and small impacts, making sure that your car's finish is factory fresh every single day. And honestly, it doesn't matter what car you drive. If you care about how your car looks over time, protection like this is what makes the real difference. Back to the video.
This gigantic SUV now drives pretty much like an M340i, and the sounds that it makes from this intake system are absolutely amazing. The 550 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque, you can really feel it because once you punch the car, you can feel it in your chest. It pins you to the back of your seat just like an M340i. It's basically that but in an SUV form. The TCU of the car has also been tweaked and the shifts are now super aggressive. Like every time you use the upshift paddle, you can feel that jerk when it upshifts, but it is something that elevates the driving experience and it's very fun to drive. Apart from that, the owner has also tweaked the instrument cluster of this car. You get a Dynon styled instrument cluster which goes all the way up to 330 kilometers an hour, and the tachometer has also been increased, so it goes all the way up to 8,000. And yeah, I mean, this is just an amazing car, and the thing is, the owner wanted it specifically made in a way that he can drive it on the daily. So this is a street build, so if you just put it into comfort and let it cruise, it is like any other X5 on the road, but put it into Sport Plus, go a couple of gears down. This thing absolutely flies. So the car has 4 different switchable maps which you can basically switch on the fly as well. So currently we're in the most aggressive map possible, which is the 100 octane map. Apart from that, you get 2 different maps. You get 295 octane maps and a stock map as well, just in case you want to, kind of chill out, or if you have bad fuel in the car, you can just put it onto the stock map and make sure that the engine doesn't go bad or something. But all of this has been done on the BM3 software, and these tunes have been custom made with Mosselman so that the refinement and the dailyability of the car can be maintained. And I have to say, it is the best of all worlds. When you're cruising, it's like any other X5 on the road, but put it into sports, crank it up all the way to 11, and this thing is as good as an M340i when it comes to power and acceleration. Brand new, the X5 starts 95.40 lakhs ex-showroom. But in the used market, a 2019 X540i can be picked up for around 45 to 60 lakh rupees depending on the condition. Now here's where it gets interesting. A full stage 3 setup on the B58 will set you back another 20 to 30 lakh rupees if you're looking to make 500 plus horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque, which is absolutely insane for something this big. Now comparing this to the M340i honestly doesn't make much sense. Both cars use the same B58 engine, but they're built for complete different purposes. The M340i is a proper performance sedan, sharp, aggressive, built to chase numbers. The X5 on the other hand is a big luxurious SUV designed for long distances, comfort and effortless torque. Same engine, completely different personalities. But if you want something that gives M340i-like performance with space, road presence and luxury, this right here is the perfect blend. A huge shout out to Viper Performance for letting us drive this amazing beast. Check them out on Instagram for more such unique builds. So what would you pick? Build an M340i or go all in on an X5? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one.